All right, so this is episode number 1, my first recording. And to be honest, I'm very excited to welcome my guest here, Sabrina.
Hi!
And the funny thing is, you guys can see this on camera for the first little bit. My dog, Ella, is sitting
all over me.
and is all up in her business. And I think Sabrina wore the wrong colored sweater because
I'm gonna go.
there's going to be black hairs everywhere. But that's perfectly fine because honestly, I don't think I might have a foam roller upstairs or like a lint roller up there. So we can try to get her hair off.
Yeah.
But for most of you listeners, you guys won't be able to see it. But for the video watchers, you'll see Ella and Sabrina together.
See her.
So welcome.
Thank you for welcoming me.
Welcome.
And having me.
I'm honestly really excited.
Me too.
This is kind of my first go at it, as you know, and obviously we talked about like podcasting. It's a different world, and honestly, just excited to share some of the things that we talk about over the next little bit.
Different experience, exactly.
Yeah, really different experience. It's really hard to be like distracted because I'm looking at my dog and she's wanting love.
Staring at me.
I can see her like seeping through your eyes right now.
Yes, I feel her.
Is she pushing her body into you yet?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why I'm holding her.
That's my dog. That's my dog. So yeah, if at any time you feel uncomfortable, again, I know you might have like a little bit of an allergy reaction to her. We can say the F word, and she'll kind of go.
Yeah.
So just in case you need to.
We'll save that F word for later. It's okay.
So welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming to Mi Casa. This is kind of where I grew up. It's a weird little basement, to be very honest, but we've made do. There's a lot of holes, I'm not gonna lie, in our ceiling.
Yeah.
And as kids, we would always take our like pool cues and like.
Stop. For us, my basement is like the popcorn ceiling, but you can see all like the. What's it called?
Are they kind of like releasing a little bit?
Not only that, but like because we used to have piñata thingies.
Okay.
You'd see like the holes in the ceiling.
Were there like hanging hooks?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
that's okay.
You'd see that.
That's okay.
So it's not unknown to me.
That's okay.
The holes in the ceilings.
To be honest, we had like this big bookshelf fixture here before.
Yeah.
And on the bookshelf fixture, there used to be like rows and rows of pasta. So I don't know about you and your family, but we ended up like hoarding a lot of food.
We still have our entire cantina is
I could show you what we have upstairs.
Yeah.
We've got tons of rice bags that are just like unused. We've got like overstock of everything.
Yeah.
So if there were, I'm not going to say this in a bad way, but if there was another lockdown and we didn't have rice for another year,
yeah,
we're fine.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Don't worry. It's okay. It's like my house with pasta and chickpeas and black beans.
Pasta, chickpeas, and black beans.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
Black beans, staple in our home.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
And pasta, but like, you know.
Beans is an interesting one, to be honest.
Yeah.
Is it mostly black beans or
Mostly
is
black
it
beans.
like white kidney, Romano, anything?
Just
it
black
has to be
beans.
black?
Black beans.
And if you don't mind me asking, like, what's the like go-to black bean recipe?
Black bean is just fried black bean with onion.
Okay.
And then a little bit of oil, and you just like mash it.
Do you guys treat it as a side, or is it more of like a main?
It's a side.
Okay.
It's a side if you make like chicken or like, you know, like those beef steaks, those pan-seared beef steaks.
Yeah, like the thinner ones?
Yeah. And then with a little bit of tortilla and then salsa.
So when you guys have, okay, this is, you know what, this is actually perfect. Let's just go with this because
let's go with
we don't need to go the other route. But okay, so let's say you have that thin steak.
Yeah.
You have and I'm going to botch my Spanish here. So if you have a tortilla or tortilla. If you have it, do you like put the steak and the beans all in, or is it more of like a device to like grab and like eat kind of deal?
No, you cut, put into the tortilla.
Okay.
And then you can put like whatever else you want and then eat that all together.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your house, let's say you had a mix of black beans, chickpeas we'll leave out of it because I think that's kind of neutral. So if you had black beans and pasta, what would be the go-to?
Neither, honestly, for me.
Okay, so for you right now, probably not right now, but let's say just like Sabrina growing up, Sabrina back, you know, were you at that house like forever, I guess?
Yeah, forever.
Okay. So when you were growing up, like what would be your parents' staple for you to eat?
Definitely pasta.
Okay.
Pasta was like maybe at least twice a week at home.
Okay. Yeah. And then what would you guys do with it? Would it be like just like regular white, like boiled pasta and then just mix it with like ragu sauce, to be honest?
So it would be like the homemade tomato sauce that we have.
Okay.
And then you...
Good for you guys.
Yeah, I know, right? Straight Italian.
That's okay.
At least half of me.
That's okay.
Yeah, the Italian sugo. And then mix it with like the meat sauce, right? So you get like the fats and all that kind of stuff. And add your herbs and spices and all that kind of stuff to it.
And give or take only about twice a week, right?
Only twice a week, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we were obviously a Filipino family in Maple, surrounded by Italians growing up, and we grew on rice. So like whatever you guys treated pasta as, like rice was for us.
Yeah.
But I think I grew up Italian because all the pasta was like in my life, but we never knew like fresh tomato sauce. We only knew like
the ragu sauce.
Ragu, unfortunately. So unfortunately, our family was like raised on ragu, but
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
it is what it is.
It's okay.
Yeah. So I mean, for our parents at that time, I think it was just more of like, let's feed our kids and like feed your family. Like
Yeah.
there's no intention to like nutrition at that point. But
It's
yeah, it's
honestly
interesting.
whatever's most economical that you can bring into the house.
Yeah, and I obviously think like, I hate to ask this, but how old are you again? Okay, so
I'm gonna be 24 this year.
oh, that's perfectly fine. That's honestly, you're obviously extremely young.
Yeah.
But as you get older,
Obviously.
no, you're young. Trust me, you're young. You're very young.
Yeah.
But as you get older, you're gonna notice obviously that, and you've probably already gotten there right now. But like certain foods hit you obviously a certain way.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm just like, nope,
So-
not anymore.
Before we even go like dig deep, just even tell us like some of the listeners like something about like you, your past, your history, who you are. Obviously, there's a lot of Italian influence in you, with obviously some sort of like Mexican
Yeah. So
background. So like give some of the listeners just like a background of who you are.
Yeah. So as you know, 24. My name's Sabrina.
I'm sorry I asked you for your age. I know that's like the
I
golden
know
rule.
you never ask a woman her age, like ever. Although you know what, I get carded all the time, so I feel
That's good.
I
That's
get
good.
carded all the time.
That's good. I can't remember the last time I got carded, so just take that.
I do. I'm just like, yes. Born and raised in North York,
Okay.
Italian Mexican household. Just graduated this year. Completed my thank you, BA and BEd. Trilingual, Spanish, English, and French.
Good gosh.
And yeah.
I remember, so for the listeners that don't know, I've obviously worked with Sabrina, holy cow, a couple of years ago, a long time ago. But I remember working with you one time.
Yeah.
And I hate to cut off your intro, sorry.
It's okay.
But I just remember working with you one time.
Yeah.
And, it was just casual Sabrina, like everything was working fine. We were speaking English, we're going back and forth. And then I think you just dropped like 3 French lines on me, and I was like, what in the hell did we just get into?
It was probably Spanish at that time.
It might have been Spanish, but I'm pretty sure it was French at the time.
Yeah.
Because I knew the Spanish was probably in you. I just didn't
Yeah.
know how much it was there. But,
Yeah.
So just as a weird fact, that's the one thing I remembered.
Yeah, that's so funny. Hi, darling. I know you want some loving. Yeah, what else?
Place you grew up at, like places that things that you like to do. Were you growing up playing sports?
Yeah, grew up playing sports, very athletic, was never very fit. We can get into that after.
Same.
Musically inclined. I played
Okay.
5 instruments.
Played which one, sorry?
5 instruments.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. So
What was, let's say, your go-to?
go-to definitely piano that I still have at home.
Okay.
But I can pick up instruments like nobody's business.
Okay.
So yeah.
Cool. Do you have a song that you're like master of? Is there like my sister used to play piano
Yeah.
for like years and years
Yeah.
and years. And I'm pretty sure she has a keyboard at her condo now.
Yeah.
But like, what's the go-to?
Definitely classical, and my favorite composer is Ludovico Einaudi. He's an Italian
Okay.
composer, really, really good stuff.
Very nice.
So anything from him is pretty good.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
What else?
Anything you wanna get out there?
I don't know what else. I think we're gonna get into it anyways.
I think we might get into it.
Yeah. Starting full-time teaching in September, so I'm looking forward to that.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I know this is such a weird time, and obviously,
It is.
obviously, COVID is a real thing.
It is.
How do you feel about like so far the teaching protocols, any of the teaching things that are going to be in place for you in September? Has there been any communication at all?
There hasn't been a lot from my board. I'm not going to disclose what board that is with.
Fair.
There has been talk about various protocols of how we're going to go about teaching students. Just nothing is very concrete.
Okay.
And there are petitions going around for other boards for teacher safety,
Of course.
also for student safety, just because, again, there's no real concrete method
Yeah.
of keeping everybody safe
Yeah.
in such close corners, and like with various comments of having students being taught outside.
Of course.
We're not very sure about how that's going to go.
It's
So,
definitely really tricky, and I think what's also really difficult is as someone that still is like working at National, there's obviously a lot of things that are always in place and always like as a trial and a method. And I think what's difficult to understand is that like everything changes like by the minute. So
exactly.
like,
You never know.
everyone's kind of adjusting to it. And I'm sure at some point, for teachers that are getting out there, like there's going to be some sort of protocol. We are mid-July right now.
Almost end July.
Almost end July.
Yeah,
and,
we're end July actually.
End of July, and the summer's almost over.
I know, my goodness.
But yeah, there's obviously going to be some measures in place for when you guys go back.
Absolutely.
Like if you go to
definitely.
any other business, if you go to a mall, if you go to like a restaurant, like there's measures in place. It's just, unfortunately, like it's probably not defined for you just yet.
Exactly.
But I think once it kind of settles down, obviously once we hope to like kind of get back to a normal, there will be something in place for you guys. And
Absolutely. That's going to be really good to support everybody.
it's obviously a very tricky time right now. Yeah.
It's okay.
But the good thing is we hit phase 3, so we're able to have someone here with a guest. And like I said, my dad was expecting a party of 20 here, but there's not a party of 20. It's just going to be one at a time.
Just one at a time. That's really funny.
Just be one at a time.
Yeah.
So Sabrina is my first guest. Honestly, I've got you here for a reason. And I've curated a list of guests, and I wanted you here first primarily because I think we have a similar past in history. There is something that you obviously did, which we'll share and we'll talk about, that I think kind of went down along the same lines as I did. We don't really communicate a ton anymore, like nowadays, now that we've kind of left work. But I think there's a lot of things that we've done that are both very similar. And again, like I haven't worked with you for a while. I disappeared, went to another store, came back. And I saw you
every once in a while.
Yeah, and I'd see you once in a while. Like, I'd always visit my home store before, but I would see you once in a while, and I'd be like, "Where's Sabrina at?" And like, I'd see like where all the usual staffers were, and I was coming back, and I saw you, and I was like, "This is not Sabrina that I remembered." And I said this to you on the phone.
Yeah.
So, yes,
language.
That's fine. Like,
okay, cool.
We can let it loose. Trust me, we can let it loose.
The real F word's coming out soon.
Yeah, fuck it. Like, just let it